Hello guys, my name is Life, and today we'll be talking about one of the characters that I mentioned previously in my third or fourth video, and it was on Jeff the Killer. And I also made a joke about this character, but I also was gonna... Someone suggested, by the way, said like, oh hey, why don't you take the mick out of this, ships and stuff like that. I think it was a really good idea, but I just don't know how to, because I'm not that funny. I'm not really in the mood to take the mick out of stuff right now. But this is also going to be uploaded on the same day, hopefully, if I'm, have enough energy or motivation to do all that, which I'm praying to God I will. But oh well, let's do it. So today I'll be talking about one of the creepypastas that people have made up, in my opinion, and so this is Homocidal Liu, and we're going to hop right into it, because I made an intro very long last time. We're going to go through the basics. So, full name, Leo Woods, allies, Homocidal Liu, and Sully, split personality. So this person suffers from split personality disorder. So he has one person that he switches. His relatives, Jeffrey Woods, Jeff the Killer, so basically they're both related supposedly. Margaret Woods, mother deceased. Peter Woods, father deceased. Occupation, serial killer. Power skills, tracking, stealth, hand-to-hand combat skills. Increased strength, enhanced speed. I'd like to think I have a good hand-to-hand combat skills. Sorry. Status, alive. Kinda, we don't know. You should have just said kind of alive. We'll never know. Species, human. No, I thought it was a turtle with red hair in that picture. Hobbies, murdering countless people, stalking. I bet he has like a normal hobby at some point. Praying to Jesus is a hobby, Goals, committing as much murder as possible, ongoing. Type of pasta, vengeful serial killer. Ooh, a vengeful. Not a serial killer, a vengeful. So we're just going to read this long origin, and then we're going to go on this, and we're going to go on that. We're going to do this. Let's do it. And I'm not going to commentate as much as I was on my last video, on the TikTok one, because I was really bad. I just did not make sense. I was getting really hyper as well when I was reading it. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, hyperventilating and having a good laugh, giggling at really dark stuff that I wasn't meant to giggle at, but people are going to get offended anyway. They'd be like, how dare you? How dare you insult my Tiki-Toby daddy? And the fandoms will be like, how dare you? And I'll be like, yeah, everyone in the whole video. But anyway, the origin, let's do it. If my thing stops. From 2011, Jeff the Killer creepypasta, it can be derived that Leo was a protective in the beginning of the story. He tried to fend off the bullies first before they pulled out their knives. He took the blame for what Jeff did to them. Considerate of his brother, who was the one to speak up and say Jeff's face didn't look too bad after a moment of silence shared by the family. Oh, so apparently he complimented his brother cutting his mouth open after he went insane because of the painkillers, because the doctor gave him too much painkillers. Jeff the Killer I'm on about, not Leo. And he was basically Jeff's only friend when they moved into the new neighbourhood. I mean, I can see that the younger brother is quite caring towards the older brother, shows respect. I mean, you should really respect your siblings, even if they're annoying as hell. But, it showed that he cared, and he was very close to his older brother. Leo's fate is never far out said either. The story ends with Jeff telling Leo to go to sleep after gutting their parents. Many fans have theorized that Leo suffered from the same fate. Some thought Jeff really did that to let his brother fall asleep and leave. And then a third idea is that Jeff spared his brother in the end. So apparently this is why people think, oh, he's alive. And I don't really disagree. The DeviantArt user Vampirine Note 13 took the idea of Leo living and evolved the character into something else. So this is where someone goes, I'm gonna write a story and change it a bit. And it's kind of cool, but then I'm like, you gotta be honest with these people that this is not real. Some people actually genuinely believe that he survived, and then this is what happens. Someone creates this fake character into being a serial killer when this person's probably traumatized from the experience in reality. That's what I'm explaining. It probably years of therapy, which I'm guessing. Wow, I lost track where I am. Oh, here we are. Leo Woods has brown hair, assuming genetics of brown hair being dominant, Jeff in the story having brown hair, green eyes and multiple scars from living through a horrifying experience of his brother attempts to gut him, pulling out his intestines such, oh yeah, when my brother wakes me up, this is the cutest thing, right? So, he walks in, hits me to death, cuts my eyeballs out, and pulls all my intestines out and says, "Get out of bed, loser. We're going to school." This is me dissing it already. I'm like ready to punch my computer. He did try and fight back and choke his brother with a rosary until it broke. Actually, guys, I'm going to give you a little hint here. This picture I'm going to show you, if I can find it, is the rosary that Leo supposedly tried to choke his older brother with, apparently, and it broke when, he tried to kill it. But I doubt that's real. You gotta be a bit, you're like, oh, it might not be true, because there's loads of rosaries like that, to be honest. They break easily, by the way, depending on how hard you break them. Billy, I don't know who the hell Billy is, probably the stepdad, I have no idea. And his mother heard screaming from the house door and came to Leo's rescue after Jeff had abandoned his victim. He also died in the hospital pulled through. It was when a nurse happened to be talking about what his brother had done to him, referring to Jeff as a monster, that Leo snapped and stabbed her over and over until she died, his first victim. Right, this is the thing. You wouldn't normally do that to someone who's trying to help you live. And plus, you'd be too weak to kill someone like, you just wouldn't be able to kill someone. And where the hell would he get a knife from? First off, like, where? Where was this? Was he in some surgical room and they were just talking while he has his stomach sewed up? Like, tell me, what happened? As he, gets his intestines, reconstructed around his body. Like, that's impossible. But if you guys want to disagree and go dissing me on the comments section, go ahead. I'm free to listen to your criticism and your dissment. I love that. Anyways, he fled the hospital to the house, grabbed only a few belongings, burned the rest, and left the state. Same. Me when I finish college. I just want to burn my clothes, grab all the things that I want, and leave the town and the city that I was born in. Once he had the blood on his hand, Leo couldn't turn back, but despite the horrifying events, Leo still cares deeply about his younger brother. You mean older brother, and forgave him in the end because he experienced first-hand kill. On the other hand, Leo's killings may be influenced by Sully, a dark-eyed psychopathic personality he developed after the night he tried to kill him to cope with a traumatic event. I can understand that in a way. We all have a way of coping, and sometimes it can be extreme, and sometimes it cannot. But in my opinion, don't plan on changing your identity unless you really hate who you are due to past or due to you don't like the way your body looks. But other than that, just don't develop something like this, even though it's a way of coping. Kind of understand that in a way, but I still think it's not real. Sully claims to have disowned Jeff as his brother and hates him. Oh, it's like a love and hate thing. Oh, that sucks. I mean, I don't blame him if he did that, create another personality to deal with emotions. But has shown some signs he may still care for Jeff in some way. Sully fears Jeff at times, especially the events of that night. He's defensive and childish at times. Same. I get so defensive, and then I act really stupid about it, and then I'm like, oh, why did I say that? Oh, why did I do this, Even though he acts older than it is, Sully claims to be the only 7-year-old reference to how long it's been since his personality left. So basically, it's undeveloped, so he acts like a 7-year-old, basically. That's quite sad. It's like an issue that he's going to have to deal with when he's older. He holds some consideration and feelings for Leo himself since they share body, and refrains from killing anyone Leo cares about due to not wanting to make Leo depressed. So he suffers from, developed personality disorder and depression. Well, probably had depression before that. Anyways, appearance. In various fan art, Leo is portrayed as being around 21 or 24 years old, supposedly, and having a medium brown hair, light green eyes. But how did he get green eyes? Did he get it from his dad? Because I don't know. You guys can't just say, right, this bitch got green eyes, but his brother's got blue eyes. How does that work? In genetic-wise, you either get, the dominance from your father's eye colour because of, the colour. I don't know. Blue is seen as a weak colour, apparently, in genetics. I'm terrible at biology, you can tell. But I'm guessing his father had green eyes, and the mother had blue eyes, and together they created the two kids with one genetic from the other parent. It's confusing. I don't know how he got the green eyes. I think his father had green eyes, in my opinion. Where was I? And multiple scars and stitches written across his face to his neck, living through a horrifying experience of his brother attempting to murder him. He's often seen wearing a black sweater, dark blue jeans, and dark grey and light grey striped scarf. There we go. I struggled there for 5 seconds there. Ooh, he's got good fashion sense, if I think about it. Anyways. Personality. I already know from looking at this description that he's always going to be protective, and I also read the thing at the bottom. He's very protective. Like, jeez, he stuck up for his older brother that was going insane, and those mum and dad went silent. So no wonder Jeff was like, "Yo, I'm gonna kill my younger brother last because he said I looked good." So, oh god, imagine that if he actually thought that. Jeez. Where am I? Okay, yeah, I was starting from the beginning. Leo is quite protective, especially over those who he considered close and important to him. Bullshit. He was also considered to be the only defensive and courageous one among his family and friends. He is defensive and courageous. Let's do this, guys. He is Hercules in a nutshell. At times he can be straightforward, as Leo isn't afraid of confrontations or standing up to people. This is a nice guy, actually. He doesn't sound like he could be, a psycho. It just sounds like a guy who's trying to get through life. And he's a tough guy, it's just from me reading it. But, however, this personality, due to Sully's influences, he can ultimately change from his normal self into a violent, vicious, dangerous serial killer. Taking great joy in ending people's lives, or as Sully himself would simply put it, it just feels damn good, bitch. Same. Me at McDonald's. Da-da-da-da-da. Just feels damn good, bitch. Anyways, powers and abilities. Similar to his brother Jeff, Leo is also very strong and fast. I can't stop laughing about what I did, sorry. Using his superior ability to murder his victims with ease, Leo isn't displayed to be incredibly durable or resilient, since he's able to avoid his death when his brother tried getting him and survived the attack. No! We don't know if he did survive the attack, okay? Whoa, my laptop's a bit glitchy today. All these comments below, I need to read them. Anyway, let's leave it at that, because I've made a really long mistake, and it was the biggest mistake ever. But guys, he's not real. I'm sorry. This is my opinion. I'm still strong, even though these evidence are kind of true. Still on my guard, still on my other side of saying he's not real. If you guys want to bust it out on the comments below, bust it out. Anyways, bye.